Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Yeah, No, No, Yeah. In this episode, it was Keelan's choice for the topics. So we are discussing two movies about filmmaking. One is a documentary called American Movie, and another is the Tim Burton movie Ed Wood. So we had some good discussions there, as well as plenty other discussions, mini topics, and all of that. So hope you guys enjoy that. As always, look out for the timestamps in the description of the episode if you want to jump to a certain point, avoid spoilers and all of that. And don't forget that we do have a Patreon, so if you want to support the podcast, we would greatly appreciate it. All of the donations go towards the episode artwork that we do. So yeah, hope you guys enjoy the episode, and let's get into it. One, two, three.
Hell yeah.
Cool.
Let's
Hell yeah.
record this fucker.
Welcome back.
How you doing, boys? How you doing?
I'm not going first.
Doing okay. Doing okay.
Good.
How are you, Quinn?
What's new, Keelan? Tell us about your life. No, don't. That's too quick.
Nothing's fucking new. Literally.
How's work?
Hey,
Okay.
how's the Meg crowd? Is the Meg crowd?
Oh, they've been
bring people in at the
crazy. They've
theater?
been mobbing the place. It's worse than Barbie.
I don't know if I believe that.
Like, they're
Can't
just
tell if you're
fucking coming in
serious.
droves. No, nothing will ever be worse than Barbie. Barbie was
No.
it was hell. Hell on earth.
It was hell. We're still recovering. Yeah, my theater's been dead for Meg and Blue Beetle. These movies are just bombing here. Like, nobody wants to come see them. So,
I haven't been to the theater in
Yeah.
a bit, so I don't know what's going on. And I don't work in one.
Well, you gotta go see Blue Beetle in 2 weeks.
I'm probably not going to.
That's okay.
I need to save money. I got a
you
trip.
should.
It'll be on HBO Max
That's
by the
true,
end
you
of the
do.
month, so you can probably torrent it.
I'll watch it while in Tokyo. That'd be cool.
Yeah, don't
guess.
seek out any local films. Just go for Blue Beetle.
I can't wait to go for the theaters over there, though. Like, that'll be fun.
Just go see Blue Beetle. Don't seek out any local restaurants. Just go to find their version of McDonald's.
Yep.
Just completely just live like you normally would, I guess.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't know.
just-
Find the Domino's in
It's
Tokyo.
just a new environment, just like
What? Just start working there?
Yeah, apply it. Just transfer to Tokyo.
McTokyo.
Like, I'm the captain now. I work here now.
They respect a good Australian man.
Yeah, they would.
Yeah.
Anyway, how are you, Quinn?
Oh, yeah. Like I was saying before the recording, I was pretty burnt out last week because I live in a small town, but it's also a college town, and all the college kids just moved back, and yeah, we're very understaffed at work. I mean, I work at the university in the catering department, and we're so understaffed that we just need to hire more people. And I'm just sick of these college kids already, but I'm adapting to it. Got to get used to it. And the theater is like my therapy. So that's my second job, is the therapy from my first job that I hate. So
sounds like good
there's
therapy.
a good balance.
It
It
dead
is.
both are. You can
Just-
just do anything, I suppose.
Exactly. Yeah. Just chilling at the theater while maybe one or two people will come in to see Blue Beetle or the Meg.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I mean, it's
Sounds like the
That's
dream.
about
it's
it.
kind of obvious that it's flopping at
Yeah.
your theater because, like,
Nice.
obviously they're going to see an IMAX.
yeah, true.
Yeah.
Gotta see that in IMAX.
That's crazy though. Apparently, like, fucking Oppenheimer is just like not showing an IMAX anymore at all, and it's replaced by Blue Beetle. I'm sure, IMAX theater owners are.
I didn't know
fucking
that.
Happy about that.
I didn't think they were actually showing Blue Beetle in IMAX. I thought
I'm
you were
not.
joking. And I
It
thought
was filmed
yeah.
for IMAX.
I did not feel that at all when I watched
Blue
it.
Beetle in fucking 70mm IMAX.
The fuck? There's nothing to even see on IMAX in that movie. It's, oh my gosh, it's funny.
It's called cinema, Quinn.
That's true. I need to
It's called
get used
Kino.
to modern cinema. Kino. But yeah, that's really all that's new with me.
Sounds fun. I'm good. Yeah, everything's fine, pretty much. Just been editing that last episode for a bit, and I don't know, stressing about it. But I need to stop leaving it so late. That's my problem. But
Well,
yeah,
and
like,
we could. I'm sure we could help by keeping it shorter as well. So
I mean,
we'll
yeah,
try
but
and
it's
help.
like it was not your fault for the last one. The last one was very clearly my fault, and yeah, I want to apologize to the listeners if it was cringe at all. Like,
It wasn't
Yeah.
cringe.
No, me and Keelan thought it was actually great. I thought it was a great
was.
episode.
yeah, it's the way it turned out though. I'm not really happy with it, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
You didn't leave the based parts in.
I wish I'd left stuff in like earlier on, but like by the time I got to the end of it, I was just like, I can't be bothered at this point. I just want to be done
Yeah.
with this episode because it's just like I said at the end of the last one. It's just a reminder of my failure as a person.
That's totally fair.
Yeah. So
You were
I've since like I just want to clear something up real quick. Like some people did message me about like what I put up and all that stuff. I'm not like quitting drinking or anything like that. I'm just quitting drinking alone because it's
Oh,
clearly causing
well, there
me
you go.
problems.
what's in that cup?
Um,
Liam?
I must have missed that because
It's
I was
coffee.
like, I think shortly after that episode.
Coffee at what? Like
Shortly
8
after
o'clock?
that episode,
Suspicious.
I should be the one drinking coffee. It's like 7 o'clock for me.
Mm.
But wait, so I must have missed what you put up on Instagram because I like kind of took a week off Instagram for a bit. Just after
I just
that.
put up this whole
Not
thing
because of
about,
that, because of that episode.
I just put up a whole
Yeah.
thing about that episode and like what happened and all that shit, and people were like messaging me being like, "Oh, I've been this many years sober," and I'm like, I'm not going clean off. Like, no,
Hey,
I like drinking.
well, that's yeah. No, but that's kind of what I'm doing too. Like I just don't see the point for myself in drinking like alone at my apartment anymore. Like
Yeah.
I used to do that, but I kind of would like to save it for, it's
It's
more
just better
fun
with
when you
friends.
save it for like, yeah, it's better with friends, and it's more fun if you save it for like an occasion. Like I'm going out with friends, so I'll have some drinks, but not just like, I'm not gonna just drink alone. It's kind of, for me, that gets depressing after a while.
It is
if I
just
do that.
depressing. Yeah, there's no point in it. So I'm not
Yeah.
doing that shit anymore. And that episode, the
It'll save you
chaos
some
of it,
money too.
the chaos of that episode was just like a real wake up call. I was like, my god, I'm fucking annoying when I drink alone. I find myself annoying. I know you
Yeah.
guys don't really perceive it that way, but yeah, when I was listening back
Yeah.
to it, I was literally just like cringing. I was like, I can't do this shit. It's horrible.
Man,
You're more fun when you drink. Keep drinking.
Okay.
No. Don't.
Anyway, we should move on to patrons.
Yeah, true. All right, well, Patreon thank our faithful five.
The faithful
five
five.
patrons.
Core 5.
Kath.reviews, thanks. She's gonna be here in like 2 weeks. That'll be fun.
Mm-hmm.
Well, a little over 2 weeks. So thank you, Kath,
Thank
for the
you, Kath.
being a patron.
Thank you, Kath.
Yeah.
And thanks, Julia. Moving _ pictures.
Thank you,
Thanks very much.
Pictures.
Thanks, Julia.
And thank you, Sarah's Popcorn Chat.
Thanks, Sarah.
Yeah. Thank you, Sarah.
It's easy. It's so
Ardor Film. Thank you, Ardor Film.
Thank you, Ardor Film.
I don't know. It's like my mind gets wiped after every recording because I still struggle with it. What is it about your fucking username? I don't get what it's about your...
I don't know.
I'm ridiculous. I don't know. Anyway, thank you, Amy.
Thanks, Amy. And thanks to Luna _ Pearl. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Liam's mom.
Thanks, Liam's mom.
Thanks, birth giver.
What a way to say
I
it.
would not be here without you, technically, so cheers.
True. That means none of us might be on this. We probably wouldn't be on this recording. Obviously, me and Keelan probably wouldn't be here.
Yeah, thanks.
That's an interesting
It's all thanks
multiverse.
to
Like
Luna.
you two meet instead of like me and Keelan meeting or something. You two become best friends.
Endless possibilities in the multiverse. Yeah.
We gotta sell that idea to Marvel.
Well, I'll quick read the poll results of the last episode because I'm kind of wanting to do that now.
Yeah.
So from the Nolan, not the last episode. It's you guys will figure it out. But Nolan negotiations. Then I put up a poll saying, "What is your favorite Christopher Nolan movie?" Because we talked about all of them. And I wish that Anchor would let me put all 12 options, but it limits me to like 7.
Yeah.
So we only got like 4 votes, but better than nothing. I mean, I didn't vote. I don't think you guys
I didn't
did.
this time.
Maybe you did.
I don't remember. I don't think I did.
But out of 4 votes, we got 4 different answers. One person voted Inception. One person voted Interstellar. One person voted The Prestige. And then one person voted my other option, which includes like Oppenheimer, Tenet, Following, Insomnia.
What
So
a
I don't know
freak.
which one of those would have been, but
It was probably Insomnia.
none from the Dark Knight trilogy. Yeah, true. True.
Wait, none from the Dark
I'm
Knight trilogy?
surprised.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, I put that in a whole category, just any from the Dark Knight trilogy. Nobody picked that.
That's
I was
very weird.
surprised. Yeah, but hey,
Well, I
that's
mean,
cool, I guess.
it's 4 different answers. That's a variety. That's good.
That is, yeah, it's kind of cool.
It shows the variety and the taste of our listeners.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got a diverse crowd, cultured, diverse crowd. So what have we been watching or listening to? That's worth mentioning.
So how are we doing this again? Is it like one person at a time or what?
Yeah, maybe we could just do one person, get yours done, then move on to the next, get theirs done.
Okay.
That just keep it like, yeah.
Who's going first?
God, I don't even know what I want to talk about because there's genuinely good movies I watched that I want to mention. But I did do a little double feature yesterday. I watched Blue Beetle and the Meg
Hell
2. And I don't know if I even want to talk about them. Meg 2
You could go for something that you actually want to talk about, you know?
Yeah, I'll mention some good movies. So I watched Amadeus for the first time.
Ooh,
I want to see that.
Yeah.
me too.
I mean, man, I can see why it's like highly praised. This was like just I did not feel the 3 hours. It's same director as One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, so I knew I'd be in for something good. But yeah, I gave it 5 stars. Like, it is so good. Just the acting, the soundtrack, just the story is very unique. The way the storytelling is told. Yeah, I mean, you guys got to check it out. It's a big movie, but it's very, very
I've heard
good.
nothing but amazing
Yeah, I'd love
things
to
about
see
it.
This one I was super excited for because, of course, we talked about the passing of William Friedkin, which still makes me sad every time I think about it. But I wanted to watch one of his most like acclaimed movies, I guess, or like now that people have acclaimed it, Sorcerer.
Oh yeah, I've heard that fucking
And
noise.
yeah, so I watched Sorcerer, and man, it's his most like suspenseful, tense movie, even more than like The Exorcist, because just some of the sequences they do in this movie, I'm sure you've heard about it. I don't even know how to describe this movie. You gotta watch it. It's like top 3 William Friedkin. It's just crazy. It's you couldn't make it today. You just couldn't make a movie like this today. So that was like near perfect for me.
Yeah, I really do want to see that. I mean, I want to see a lot of Freakin' because I haven't seen fucking any, but
Yeah, no, after Friedkin's passing, like, my letterbox was just flooded with people watching Sorcerer. So that was nice to see, at least.
Yeah.
yeah, I saw a lot of it on Filmstagram too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Like
it
that
doesn't get
movie in
talked about
particular, I
enough.
mean. Yeah.
Yeah, that was his own favorite movie too that he made. Like, whenever he talks about his own favorite movie, William Friedkin's favorite movie he made, it was Sorcerer, and that's the one that like people hated it when it came out. It just bombed, and it came out the same year as Star Wars and just got buried, and like it lost a lot of money. But now people came around and they love it, so it's good to see that.
Mm-hmm.
for the third one, I'll just mention, Meg 2, just in case we do have any further Blue
Naturally.
Beetle discussions.
Goes
down
in
the
very
road.
well
Yeah.
with those other two, I'd say. Yeah.
2 masterpieces and then
Another
Meg
masterpiece.
2. So
Yeah.
I guess in its own way.
You got
But
Jason
yeah,
Statham and a shark. What more can you want? And dinosaurs. Holy shit.
yeah,
I haven't
dinosaurs.
even seen the Meg one, but I want to see them both because they look so ridiculous.
I haven't seen the first, and I don't really care to. But the second one looks fucking stupid.
The second one is stupid. Like the whole time, that's all I was thinking is this is so stupid. Like it's not even. It's kind of stupid fun, but it's honestly just like annoying stupid. The characters, the dialogue. It's like all I said in my review was like this was written and produced entirely by ChatGPT, because that's what it felt like. Like it felt like an AI made this movie,
Probably did.
because it's just it probably did. I don't know. It was mind numbing. It was just stupid. So go see it, I guess.
Got my tickets for
if you
tonight.
want a dumb.
Actually, I gotta leave in a half an
Yeah.
hour for it.
What?
That's the high priority. You got to do it.
Gotta leave halfway
I
through,
believe
guys.
that
I'm
for a
sorry.
second.
Gotta see the Meg 2.
Yeah. I mean, I watched a lot more, but that's all I'll mention for this.
Yeah, no, I haven't really watched much new stuff. I've rewatched a bunch of things, but for the new things I watched watched No Hard Feelings, the Jennifer Lawrence movie, and it was way better than I expected. It was fun. It was pretty fun. Like I kind of
I've heard mixed things.
yeah, like it's not amazing or anything, and I kind of expected it to be total dog shit. And the first 15 minutes or so are pretty terrible, and I was like, oh shit, I don't know if I want to stick with this for fucking an hour and 40 minutes or whatever. But then once the main kid comes into it, it gets really fun. The performances from the two were really good, really enjoyable, very likable. They had like a ton of chemistry, and it was funny. I enjoyed it. It was good. 6 out of 10. It was good movie. And then I think the next day I watched the James Cameron film The Abyss, which I fucking adored. It was fucking fantastic. I watched the special edition of it, which is like a half an hour longer than the theatrical cut. And reading back on what the theatrical cut is after seeing the special edition, like the special edition should be the main version of the Abyss, because there's a lot of stuff that the theatrical one doesn't go into that just kind of ties the themes of the movie together nicely. And it's crazy that they weren't in the theatrical. But like, other than that, like, it was fucking... It's just insane. Like, I was just watching it and I was just like, how the fuck do you even do this shit? Like, half the stuff is just like, you know, it was made in 1989, and I'm just astounded that it was even made, because it's so fucking high concept. It's so fucking ambitious. There's so much shit going on, and I loved it. I loved it so much. 9 out of 10.
Well, apparently he filmed it underwater too,
he did.
didn't he? So he really wanted it to be real. I
Yeah,
guess.
and like all the tech stuff in it was fucking cool, even though a lot of it kind of verged on sci-fi, but it was still cool as hell. I can easily see it going up to a 10 on a rewatch if I do ever rewatch it. Like, it's a long movie. It's like 3 hours, but, you know, it's fucking great. I really, really loved it. And a rewatch that I did recently that I just kind of want to point out, because I don't think it gets enough love at all, really. T2 Trainspotting. I'm at the point where
You don't think that gets enough love from me?
Not
on
not
this podcast?
Not from, I
'Cause
know you love it. I know you love it, but I feel like in general...
I will sing that movie's praises forever, like, fucking hell.
Yeah, no, I did an accidental double feature of the two T2s. It wasn't intentional at all. It just kind of felt like watching Trainspotting and Terminator 2.
You know what? I have to interject here, because if I don't, Julia's gonna kill me. But like, we had this like ongoing joke when she was over in Australia, because every time I would like mention T2, it was kind of like a confusing thing, because I was planning to show her Trainspotting 2, but there is also a store over here that sells tea called T2. And we were just like going back and forth, like trying to figure out like what I mean by like each time that I say T2 or whatever. It was just fucking hilarious.
You gotta specify.
There's like 3 different interpretations. Yeah.
Yeah, but obviously Terminator 2 is a masterpiece, but T2 it's imperfect, but it does so much for me that I've seen it a good 4 or 5 times now, which I didn't expect when I first watched it, because when I first watched it I just thought it was like, it's fine. But with each rewatch,
it's just gone up for me each time. Like, I love it.
No, like this,
it's a 10 for me right now, but I completely understand if it's like not that for everyone else.
Oh no, yeah, like fucking, it was a 9 out of 10 for me on first rewatch, and then subsequent rewatches, it's just been an 8 out of 10. But it's very enthusiastic 8 out of 10 because I think it's a very unique film, especially since like the 2010s were kind of the landscape of like nostalgia bait things, and I think it does nostalgia baity stuff really well. It's not a pro nostalgia movie or anything. It has like conflicted feelings about it, and I think that's what makes it so interesting.
It kind of criticizes the idea of nostalgia, like in movies, quite a lot, and it does it really well. And
it's also just
like
shot
I love that. Yeah, it's shot fucking incredibly. But I just love all the characters and like the way that they were written in that movie. I think it's very special.
Oh, it is. I do think it's a very special film, and I don't think we'll get anything like it anytime soon. Like, it just came at the right time, had all the right people involved.
I think it is like truly, in the sense of the word, underrated. Like, it's not enough people like praise it for like what it was actually trying to do. Like, it's not just another fucking sequel or prequel or requel or whatever the fuck. Like, it's not just another like lazy attempt at that.
Yeah,
it's actually heartfelt and well written and cares about the characters.
It is.
So I just love it.
Like, it's nowhere near as good as the original in my opinion, which is a tough thing to do because I think the original is probably my top 10 by this point, but it's still great. It is still fucking amazing, and I'm glad it exists, and more people should see it.
Me too.
Great.
I'll get a listen out of the way real quick. We'll go with 19 and
Is it
Boomin' by
Drake?
Metro Boomin.
Oh.
I
was like, is literally, it gonna be Thank Me Later?
I was thinking about doing that, but like literally I will only have the exact same thing I've had to say about the last 3 albums. Like, I'm...
Hey, you've only got like one more mediocre album to go, and then you're to his good stuff.
Hooray!
Finally.
Fucking hell, like, I've had to suffer through this.
Took
bullshit.
long enough. Yeah.
Objectively, Thank Me Later is probably his best, but it's still fucking dreadful, honestly, in my opinion.
So far, yeah. Wait, So Far Gone, your next one will be hopefully a bit better, and then you get to his good stuff.
Wait, So Far Gone was the one before that?
Oh, you've already listened to So Far Gone?
Yeah, that was before Thank Me Later.
Oh, shit. Okay, then the next thing is finally the start of his good stuff.
Oh, good.
So you got through the bad parts.
Great.
The only Metro Boomin album
Let's
I've
go.
heard was Without Warning, but that's like a collab album between him and 21 Savage. But
That's
it's a really good.
great
That's a really
album.
good album. I like that album a lot.
Great album.
Well,
Yeah.
like, literally the only reason I wanted to get into Metro Boomin or like try him was because of Am I Dreaming from Spider-Verse. I just adore that song. Like, I've been playing it on repeat. But like, yeah, this was his first like mixtape thing when he was 19 and booming, I guess. And it's very, very bad. Like, really fucking bad. Oh, it's
I'm not
just
surprised that early stuff, it can be rough.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, it's very generic. It's like over an hour as well, and it's just like the most basic shitty trap beats over like uninspired lyrics and terrible vocals. It was just like, I was actually suffering through it, and I was at work at the time as well, so I was just like getting pissed off at my job while also listening to this, and I'm like, fuck, when's this gonna end?
Fuck you, Metro Boomin.
So
Man.
yeah, not a fan of that, but thought I'd mention it anyway.
Yeah.
The Drake album was a bit better by a half star.
Oh,
If that helps.
Yeah. I'm
really
surprised. Yeah,
moving up in the world.
Yeah.
he is.
And I'll do 2 movies as well. Me and Keelan watched Army of Darkness. He showed that to me.
Fuck yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like a little bit conflicted on it at the moment, but
What?
like, yeah, for the most part, I really like it. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, it's probably at the very least like an 8 out of 10 for me. But I kind of just wanted it to be a bit more, and I feel like if I knew what I was getting into a bit more, maybe I would have a better time with it. Because I was just kind of like, what the fuck?
What
like
more
the
could you
entire
want
time.
It's his
from it?
craziest.
It is
yeah.
insane. Like, it is just Sam Raimi completely unchained. Like, My God.
I
And Bruce Campbell Unchained.
Yeah,
both of them
I
think-
was just not ready for how
Yeah.
crazy it was going to be, but like I still
Yeah.
love it, like for what
It's
it
like a
is.
fever dream.
I think
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is.
I think I know the point that like it kind of changed for you, and it makes me sad. The fucking
What do you mean?
the mini ashes. Like at that point, you were just
Oh,
like,
that's when it goes full nuts.
I was
Yeah.
like,
I love that shit.
yeah, I mean, I was like enjoying it and like laughing, but then I was just kind of like, when that part came up, I was like, this is what? Like,
This
it's
is
just getting
a
a bit
masterpiece.
ridiculous. Oh my God. It just got a bit silly sometimes, and it kind of reminded me of things like parody movies, basically. And you know, some of those don't really hit for me, and occasional like bits in Army of Darkness don't hit for me. But I still think it's a good movie, and I enjoy it. But my favorite will probably always be Evil Dead 2.
No, yeah,
Yeah.
Evil Dead 2 is the best.
Yeah.
But like Army of Darkness, what a film! It's just live action Looney Tunes. I love it.
It's great.
It is.
It
It's
is
very
great.
fun. And the last one
Yeah.
I'll mention as well is Babylon. Finally watched that.
I've
And-
been meaning to watch that. It's on Prime. Need to watch it.
I really didn't I didn't expect much out of it, because like I kind of saw the trailer and it didn't really speak that much to me, I guess. I like Damien Chazelle and all that, but I don't know, just it seemed very like, you know, I've seen this before, you know? Like it's just another one of those kind of movies, but like once you actually sit down and watch it, and like over the course of like the 3-hour runtime, like things change up so much, and it's just like it is really, really heartfelt at the end of the day, and it's just such a strong love letter to cinema. And I just absolutely adored it, like genuinely. It's like, in my opinion, Damien Chazelle's like masterpiece. Like,
Whoa.
yeah.
I don't know if anything will beat Whiplash for me.
Yeah, do you
but
like him more
I
than
hope I
Whiplash?
like it.
Whiplash is like, I mean, it's a 10 all day. I fucking adore Whiplash, but this one is like one where you can tell he put a lot more like passion into the writing and the presentation and everything. So I feel like I kind of like, I don't prefer one over the other or anything like that. I just think they're very different movies, and like he really, really tried with this one and put a lot of effort into it, and I love what came out, honestly. And the last like the last 5 minutes or whatever, oh my God. Oh my fucking God. There's a review that I saw on Letterboxd, and it like is completely accurate. It was just saying like, you could never in a million years predict how this movie ends. And I was like, yeah, that's actually kind of right, because I did not fucking expect that. Like,
That's exciting then.
yeah,
I'm
it
looking
is
forward
so
to that.
special. I really loved it. Beautiful movie.
I'll make sure to avoid it.
Yeah,
Cockhead.
same.
Mini
Oh,
topics?
well, not avoid it. I thought you meant avoid the spoilers.
Oh
from
no,
the
avoid the
ending.
movie in general.
Hey, he's just
Yes, that.
he's just being a
okay.
ignore
Fair
him. Move on.
Oh, come on, guys.
All right, well, moving on to mini topics. I've got a few.
Yeah,
So,
I kind of
Yeah.
have nothing. Kind of.
Keelan, do you
I
have
have
anything?
nothing. Nothing's been happening.
All right, well.
What do you contribute to this show, Keelan? For fuck's sake.
Interesting facts and good jokes.
Okay, for my first mini topic, then I guess a week or two ago it was the 50th anniversary of hip hop. Just in general, the genre of hip hop. It
Really?
was like the 50th anniversary. Yeah, people were like celebrating that.
I
think it
didn't
was
see
like
that.
August 11th or something. Yeah, so that's pretty crazy. I mean, 50 years old doesn't sound like old at all. I mean, it's only been around for 50 years. That's weird. But I thought for that, then, if you want, I thought we could like quick rapid fire, just like mention our favorite hip hop albums in general.
Oh God.
For in honor of the 50th anniversary.
Shit.
Just off the top of your head, I
I mean,
guess.
the
Fuck.
like the obvious ones really are just like Kendrick Lamar. Like To Pimp a Butterfly is like one of my favorite albums. Like,
Overrated.
you know,
Yeah, that's
as most people,
yeah.
most music nerds would agree.
Overrated.
It's amazing.
I tried not to include that one
Well, it's a great album.
because I knew that it'd be too easy. No, it is a great album, but
It's overrated
It's
as
not my
fuck.
favorite Kendrick album. It's not even my second favorite Kendrick album, but it is great. I've got If You're Reading This, It's Too Late by Drake. Even people that hate Drake say that is a good album, or it's an EP, I guess, but like,
Well, it's a
or
mixtape.
a mixtape. It's a mixtape. But even people that don't like Drake will admit that is a good rap mixtape.
I can attest to that. I don't like Drake, and I love that album.
See? Yeah. And then I've got Good Kid, Mad City by Kendrick. That's my favorite Kendrick album. It is. And I also have Damn by Kendrick. I love Damn too. Yeezus, Kanye West. All Eyes on Me by Tupac. Can't beat that. Astroworld, I threw that in there. DS2 by Future. That's like the most trap album on this. I don't know if you guys listen to Future, but that's his best album, DS2. Bottomless Pit by Death Grips. Gotta throw an experimental one in there. It's my favorite album from them. And then last I have Taboo by Denzel Curry.
Amazing album.
So, yeah, those are just the ones I always go back to.
Yeah, like for me, like I said, To Pimp a Butterfly by Kendrick Lamar. Adore that album. It's one of my favorite albums ever. Then you have stuff like Mad Villainy by Mad Villain, MF Doom, and Madlib.
Oh yeah.
I need to give that a re-listen. It didn't do too much for me on first listen, but I do want to hear it again.
Yeah, that's fair. It can be fairly segmented because it's like 20 songs and 40 minutes long, so it can feel like it just kind of breezes by and does nothing at all. Like when you're listening to it at first, like on more re-listens, it just grows and grows with me. And then I have stuff like Visions of Body. No, not Visions. Fucking There Existed an Addiction to Blood by Clipping. Love that album.
Yes.
Enter 36 Chambers by Wu-Tang Clan. Amazing album. One of the best albums ever as well, in my opinion. Low End Theory by Tribe Called Quest. Love that album so much. I'm also a big fan of the Marshall Mathers LP by Eminem. I think that's a great album. Really good album.
Oh yeah.
Probably
that's
his
true.
best
I didn't
album.
mention any Eminem.
College Dropout by Kanye. AT Aliens by Outkast.
This is like if I looked up like a rap website's like favorite rap albums, like this is what they put. Like they're great picks, but it's like pure hip hop heads list.
No,
I'll not all of it. I wouldn't say, not all of it.
I mean, but I always see people bring up like College Dropout at AT Aliens or whatever.
College Dropout is.
I love it.
I still don't like that album that much.
I'll break out an obscure one. The Chronic by Dr. Dre.
That's a
How
great
is Dr.
album.
Dre obscure?
I don't know if it's obscure. It's definitely not obscure.
Very
I know you were kidding, but that's a great fucking album.
M Food by MF Doom as well. Anything MF Doom really.
Any like modern, like any like recent hip hop albums that
Pimp a Butterfly
made its way into your favorites?
Utopia.
That was 2015. But yeah, I guess so.
Wait, give me a second. I know. I'm just not
You ever
thinking.
heard
Right
19
now.
and Boomin'?
Oh yeah, I love that one.
Classic.
Oh yeah, Ex-Military by Death Grips, obviously.
Hell yeah.
Fucking...
Quit stealing mine.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Anything by
Anything
Death
by Death
Grips.
Grips.
Well,
Let's
yeah,
just say
yeah.
that. Anything.
Pretty much.
Ready to Die by Biggie.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
That's a great one. I'm kind of glad that none of us have been saying My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, because that's like everybody's favorite. Like,
It's good. It's good, but it's not.
It's good.
The best.
Not great. It's not great.
Sorry,
it's
I thought of another one. Paul's Boutique by Beastie Boys. That is high up there for me. I love that album. Miseducation of Miss Lauryn Hill.
Does Rage Against the Machine count as rap? They're more metal. They're more
metal.
rock, right?
I mean, you can probably
Rap
include
metal?
it because, like, 50 years of hip hop has evolved so much, and
Exactly.
I think new metal and
Are we
rap
including
metal-
subgenres?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anything that spanned off of hip hop, yeah.
Iridescence by Brockhampton.
Nice.
A good one.
Yeah. Oh god, I didn't mention the Saturation trilogy. I gotta mention that too.
Yeah.
Damn, there's so many good ones.
It's Iridescence for me, but yeah, I mean that trilogy
Yeah.
is fucking great.
Yeah.
I just had another that I completely forgot. Fucking Lab Cabin California by The Far Side. I think that is a fantastic rap album. I mean, hip hop. If we're going like subgenres, then I guess like Blue Lines by Massive Attack, like trip hop, I guess.
Trip hop, yeah, that's
If you
kind of an
wanna go for
opposite
that.
of, yeah.
I think that album is like one of the best albums ever made, honestly.
Then I would interject and put Mezzanine
Nice.
in there. Wasn't thinking trip hop.
I mean, yeah, fair enough. Both of them are.
We can expand even further. Early Bjork is trip hop.
That's true.
Man on the
Yeah.
Moon 2 by Kid Cudi.
Yeah.
808s.
Good one.
Like you said,
Oh,
any
yeah.
Death Grips.
I will say Kids See Ghosts because you
Kids See
reminded me
Ghosts
when
is
you
amazing.
said Kid Cudi. Kids See Ghosts. Fuck yeah.
That might actually be my favorite Kanye album.
It's up there. That's valid. Yeah.
It's between that and College
Too
Dropout
short for
me.
that.
No.
Oh, okay.
I
sorry.
kind of like their shorter albums because it's just like only the good stuff.
Yeah, I'm
you
a big
know?
fan of Ye. I like that album a lot.
Yeah, Ye is great too.
Meh.
Eh.
Invalid. You
Half
like
of it's
Jesus
great.
King.
I like half of Ye.
Yeah,
Dude,
because it's
Jesus
good.
King is underrated.
It
I
is.
will stand by that. That's a great album.
It's a banger.
Where's Kanye?
Yeah.
Well, I haven't heard Donda 2, so...
Oh,
Donda's. I've been really
No, not
wanting to
Donda 1, Donda
listen
2.
to Donda again. Oh.
last one I'll mention is "Fear of a Black Tangent" by Bus Driver. I think that album is incredible.
Oh yeah, Bus Driver.
That album by Bus Driver is great. That's the one I showed you, Quinn.
Yeah, that was a great one. The Black Astronaut. That was
Yeah.
a good song.
No, yeah, I want to
Yeah.
throw this in there before I forget it because you just reminded me of it. It Takes a Nation of Millions to Hold Us Back by Public Enemy. That is one of the best hip hop albums of all time. One of the best hit albums of all time. Timeless, so fucking
Nice.
energetic and charismatic. I love it so much.
This could go on
This could be a
forever.
whole episode. I know. I'll quick mention again, Life of Pablo. I gotta throw that in there, and also LP by JPEG Mafia. I wanted to throw JPEG Mafia. in
Run the
there.
Jewels 2.
I've
by Run
never
the
been
Jewels.
able to get into JPEG Mafia.
And he's like a lesser Death Grips, but he's still good. I
Fucking
like
Trust the
him.
Expedition by Danny Brown. Love that one too.
And
It's all
also,
coming
yes,
back in.
Keelan
Never, I
RTJ.
cannot get into
Pretty
Danny
much any
Brown.
RTJ.
I
Oh, I said RTJ too.
I know, I'm just agreeing with you.
Okay,
fuckhead.
cool. I'm sorry.
But yeah, maybe this should just be its own episode at some point because we could probably name endless albums.
Probably.
Yeah.
Ride the Lightning by
But-
Metallica.
Shut up. Stop.
The Guardians of the Galaxy Volume
we
3
have to move on.
soundtrack.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Oh my
All
God.
right, moving on to my second mini topic. This won't last as long. Modern Warfare 3 got announced, and man, I gotta say, I'm kind of excited, but I really wish that Call of Duty, it's reaching a point to where they need to pace out their games. They've always released a game every year, but it feels like I'm still just getting into Modern Warfare 2, and now Modern Warfare 3 is right around the corner.
And isn't fucking
So,
Nicki
what the
Minaj in
hell?
it and shit?
In Modern Warfare 2, yeah, she's a skin.
Oh, in 2. Okay. Yeah.
I didn't
No,
know that.
but
Yeah, and
but
they did the Homelander thing as well, right?
Homelander and
They got him in
Starlight.
there?
oh yeah, they did do that. That was weird.
But like
Yeah, what the fuck?
but the thing about it is,
But what do you think about that? Do they need to slow down?
but the thing about it is,
Or
what I heard when Modern Warfare, I played Modern Warfare 2 as well. I really liked it because I loved the first one,
Yeah.
the 2019 one, and I'm a big fan of the originals.
same.
But what I heard was they were going to do like a staggered release, as in like they were going to take this year off and then do a new game next year. So it was kind of jarring to see like, oh, Modern Warfare 3 is coming out. But like I think
Yeah.
it's like using the same engine and assets as Modern Warfare 2, and they're just using that to craft the campaign for 3. And if they release it at like €70, I'll just be like, no.
So it's just a fucking copy of the last, basically.
Exactly. That's what I'm
that's
worried
what
about.
they're
Yeah,
doing. I
it's
hope
like
they, you know, I hope that
just a
isn't it.
reskin.
I hope that isn't it because
It's literally just an infinite money glitch. Like they're just
It is.
exploiting it. That's
Just
it.
copy your same game. And like I don't even play. I'm one of those people that don't even play the campaign on Call of Duty. Like I go just.
I don't
for
think
the
anyone
multiplayer 'cause that's
fucking
always
bothers
what
at
I've
this
loved.
point.
I played Modern Warfare 2's
I love the old campaigns with.
but like the thing.
Oh, the modern. Sorry, I was just say the first Modern Warfare of the new Modern Warfare is the first one. That campaign was good, but
I haven't played
just
it.
don't play
I
that
have
much.
that one, but I only play multiplayer because I just don't give a fuck about the campaigns anymore.
But with the campaign
Yeah.
for 3, what I heard, what they're doing is they're making the levels like sandbox, where you can, like it's one huge level, and you can just go around it, and you can do different objectives in different areas, kind of like a Warzone, half a Warzone map, let's say. I think that's what they're aiming for, where like there's different objectives to do, and it's endlessly replayable or whatever. And I'm interesting to see
for the campaign.
I'm interesting to see how that would
Oh.
turn out.
Well, that's actually that's new for Call of Duty, so I guess that's cool. But I just don't want I want the multiplayer to be something new. I don't want to feel like I'm playing the last 2 games. Because like you, Liam, you didn't even get the second game yet, and now the third game's already coming out.
And I'm not going to.
So
Yeah,
I don't want to pay money to these people if they're just gonna fucking make a carbon copy of each one every time. It's fucking boring.
Yeah,
No waste of money.
it is.
But like the thing is,
But people will buy it.
during COVID, like Modern Warfare 2019 was my thing. I played that endlessly, and with Modern Warfare 2, I kind of dropped off after a while. Like, I was having fun for the first while, and it was just like, I don't feel like there's much else I can do. Like, it's easier than ever. Like, I think I got gold on like fucking 10 guns or whatever. And it's just like, oh, this doesn't feel like me. I shouldn't be getting gold this easily. Because they just made it so easy to get gold camos now. But then you got to get the mastery camos and stuff. But yeah.
Well, you know what? Fucking season 18 of Apex just dropped, and it's banging. So just get into Apex.
What this franchise needs is they need to stick with a core game and just keep adding on to it.
Yeah.
Not just like pumping out a new thing every year, because then there's no longevity to these games. Like everyone's gonna hop off the recent game and just go to the new one, and then so you're kind of forced to get the new one if you want a super active multiplayer base. It's bullshit.
I kind of prefer that model though. I'm not a huge fan of the live service model. Like, you know, it kind of encourages FOMO, and it also encourages a lot of microtransactions and stuff, and I don't like microtransactions. But even then, like Modern Warfare, it does have microtransactions.
At least it's adding new shit though. It's like Apex is at least like making things like fresh each time. Like it doesn't feel like the same game every single season.
Yeah, but I didn't feel like Modern Warfare 2 felt too similar to Modern Warfare 1. Like, I felt like it was different enough to where
it felt
I was
different.
like, yeah, I'm justified in spending €60 on this.
And it's just frustrating because Modern Warfare 2 is a great game, and now it's already like a year's gone by, and I feel like I'm obligated to get the third. I don't know if I will, but I don't know. I just miss the days when it was Treyarch and Infinity Ward, and they were just making a game every other year, and like those games felt so unique to themselves.
That's still what they're doing.
Those are the old days. I think last year was Modern Warfare 2, so they've been doing them. Now they've had 2 Modern Warfares in a row, which is kind of weird.
I could be wrong, but I think Treyarch do have an involvement in Modern Warfare 3 because there's zombies in Modern Warfare 3 for some reason.
That's weird.
Which hopefully, you know, if it's zombies, it has to be Treyarch zombies, because like the Infinity Warfare and
they suck.
The World War II zombies were awful.
They were bad, yeah. But anyway, just thought I'd bring that up. Guess we'll see if it's any different. Last mini topic, I just wanted to mention that Oppenheimer. So Oppenheimer made its way into. I thought this was interesting. Not only was it the highest grossing movie to not make it #1 at the box office because of Barbie, of course. There's that, but it also made its way into the top 10 highest grossing R-rated movies, like domestically and worldwide. So I wanted, I know I don't want this to go on too long, but like, I want you guys to guess, what do you think is in the top 10 highest grossing R-rated movies?
Joker.
If you had to guess.
Joker?
I'll get the actual list pulled up, and I'll see how many you guys got right. So Joker.
Okay. Joker has to be in there.
No, Joker's definitely in there. That's the highest grossing R-rated film of all time. Saving Private Ryan.
Just any popular R-rated.
The thing is, I can't even tell because like some of the ratings are different over here. So
whatever your
adult
equivalent to
films,
R-rated
I
is,
suppose.
I guess.
Like, it's not going to be like a Marvel movie or whatever.
Yeah, I figured that much, but you know. I have no idea.
Wolf of Wall Street, maybe?
Would Parasite be in there?
That's R-rated. Yeah, I think both of those are R-rated. Right? I mean, maybe. Yeah, Parasite's R-rated, right?
I think so.
I feel like Wolf of Wall Street would be up there.
I mean, Parasite's R-rated, and Wolf of Wall Street is R-rated as well. Any Scorsese, honestly, you can count on being R-rated.
The Matrix?
The first one?
I feel like the first one would be up there.
I know this is hard because like there's so many movies. There's so many movies.
I'm just trying to think of the ones that like had a significant impact, because it's not going to be like the ones that I gravitate towards to mainly. But like it'd have to be like a cultural thing, I suppose. Like Oppenheimer's a cultural
Right.
thing, Joker was kind of a cultural thing.
Yeah, I'm
Do you have any
stumped,
more
honestly.
than-
I'm stumped.
You're stumped?
I have no idea.
Okay.
Bit of a
Okay.
curveball, but
Keelan, do you have any
Pan's
more
Labyrinth,
guesses?
maybe?
I doubt it.
Maybe. You never know.
Maybe.
Gladiator.
I mean, I've got the
Gladiator's
list
probably
right
up
here. Gladiator,
there. I think that's all I can come up with. Hangover. Sorry, that's up there. Yeah.
Hangover.
I know
the
that's
first
up there
one.
for sure.
It's a good movie.
You're going with the first
Yeah.
Hangover. Okay.
why,
All right, well,
why are you
I'll
saying it
read
like that, Quinn? Is it the second one?
You're
Oh,
about to.
wait, what?
You're about to
Yeah,
find
Hangover
out.
Part
I'm
Two,
gonna
that's
go with
the
the second one.
Okay.
No.
Oh,
Fuck you.
here is the list. I'm going worldwide, not domestic. So worldwide, highest grossing R-rated movies.
Mm-hmm.
Top 10. At number 10 is The Hangover Part 2.
Oh no.
So, yeah.
I thought the
Number
first one was like
9.
near the top.
I know, you would think, right? But number 9, The Passion of the Christ.
Oh god, that's so obvious, yeah.
It's so obvious because, I mean, religious movie, like worldwide, anybody could see that. So
It was the highest grossing R-rated film of all time for a while, which is
for its
interesting.
time, yeah. Yeah.
So to being beat out by 8 other films, that's interesting.
I know, and some of these 8 films, it might surprise you. Number 8, Logan.
Oh fuck
Logan's
yeah,
in
that's
the top
obvious.
10.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's hard to remember. That's already.
Ah.
This is the one that I don't know what the hell it is. Number 7, Detective Chinatown 3.
It's probably just a Chinese movie. Like they have a huge market over there.
Detective
Yeah,
Chinatown
Detective-
3.
I think it is a Chinese movie. So, and that's crazy that even worldwide, this is in the top 10. Like this is under not just for their country. This is worldwide. So, that's nuts.
That
I
is
don't know
nuts.
It only came out in 2021 as well.
I know, it's so recent. It's nuts. Number 6, we have It from 2017. The first It movie. That was
see, that's
huge when that
rated.
came out.
That's rated like MA over here. So, like, I wouldn't have been able to guess. I guess.
Number 5, Oppenheimer.
Oh, I didn't know it
It's
was
already
that high.
jumped a spot since the last time I checked, so it's moving up. Number 4, this is the biggest, this is like the dark horse of the list. I did not expect this at all. You were close, Keelan. It's not The Matrix, but it's The Matrix Reloaded
Oh,
at
that
number
makes
4.
sense.
The second Matrix movie. That's crazy how high that is.
I mean, the first Matrix was like a fucking phenomenon, so I'm not surprised.
Yeah, the first Matrix is at number, that's at number 25.
Really?
And the highest grossings, yeah.
Damn.
And yeah. So number 3 is Deadpool.
Yeah, sure.
That was like the highest at the time it released too. Then number 2 is Deadpool 2.
Keelan said no Marvel to throw me off.
I wasn't thinking Deadpool, and I only watched them recently.
There's been 3.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting
And
how
then
many
number-
R-rated Marvel movies there are.
Number 1 is Joker.
Yeah.
So
Obviously.
yeah, which that one, it's kind of crazy how big the gap is. So Deadpool 2 grossed like close to 800 million. It's not at 800 million yet, and Joker is over $1 billion, like a bit over $1 billion.
hell.
So like that's the only one to hit $1 billion. So that's kind of interesting. But yeah, I mean, Saving Private Ryan, that's at number 21. Gladiator, that's at number 18. So you were close with some of those.
I was just
But-
thinking of like huge dad movies, basically.
Yeah.
We gotta get out there. We gotta get Oppenheimer to number 1.
Yeah.
It's still making money, so it'll probably jump to at least number 4.
It's not gonna fucking make it.
You don't think it'll make it to? Let me see how.
to number 4 maybe.
Oh yeah,
Not
it won't
to,
make
not
it
to
to
number 1. Nah.
No,
No, Joker's
you know,
not that
but
secure.
We
for,
live in a
like,
society,
ages.
and a lot of
Yeah.
people will latch on to that idea. So
I don't even think Joker 2 will outgross the first one.
probably not. Maybe it has Lady Gaga. People might like. Oh, it's got Lady Gaga.
I'm hyped for it. I'm hyped for Joker 2,
Yeah.
but
I am too. Yeah. Well, I guess we can move on to our main topics.
holy shit.
What?
Main topic time.
Oh right.
Yeah.
That's why I was holy shitting. I'm so excited.
So this
Sounds
is
like
not Liam's. Keelan's choices for the movies. 2 movies about filmmaking.
Yep.
Do you want me to kind of intro it, or do you want to?
Sure, do your little, why you wanted these movies to be picked.
Yeah, so I picked American Movie from 1999 and Ed Wood from 1994, and I just wanted to pick them because I've always wanted to see American Movie. It's been on my watch list for ages, and I was like, hey, this is a good excuse to maybe, you guys would get something out of it. And for a double feature pairing, I just picked Ed Wood because it's a film about filmmaking. I think it's the best one ever made, not to spoil my fucking thoughts on it or anything.
It kind of feels like I watched 3 as well because of Babylon too. So.
Oh,
that's true.
Well, neither of us has seen it, so it's not my topic. I didn't pick Babylon.
All right,
fuck you. But I thought it'd be interesting to talk about both of them. And after watching both of them, I think they're kind of similar in ways, not wholly similar, because like they're going for different things. Like one's a documentary and the other's like a zany biopic about filmmaking. And yeah, if anything, I think we should start off with Ed Wood, since that came earlier.
Sure. Yeah.
So
so this was my first time watching it. You two had already seen it.
Yep. Yes.
Right? Yeah, this is new to me. And I've seen a good amount of Tim Burton movies, and I offered to Kath if she wanted to start this movie at the same time as me, so we kind of watched it together, because she loves Tim Burton. That's her favorite director, and she hadn't even seen this yet. So
it's the only Tim Burton movie not to make a profit.
She is something else.
I know, because she says like Tim Burton's, because she doesn't think like in terms of like we do, like who's our favorite directors, like these are the movies they've done. Like she doesn't really think about that stuff or pay attention to that.
Yeah.
So I think Tim Burton's just the director she's seen the most of. Yeah, we both loved it. For a lot of the same reasons you guys probably did, I thought, I don't know, I don't even know where to start. There's so much to love
before
about
do you want to
it.
give
It
like a
is
synopsis
great
or something?
Oh yeah, we should do that. Yeah.
Do you want to do that, Keelan? Since it was your
Yeah,
pick?
sure.
Oh yeah, you can do it.
Yeah, so Ed Wood is just like a biopic about the famous bad movie director Ed Wood. And that's all there really is to it. It's just going, it tells the story of, his days from like theater production into getting his first movie, Glen or Glenda, made. And then it goes from there, and he picks up like, all new characters along the way, and they help him out with his filmmaking. And yeah, that's basically the gist of it. And I think it is an incredibly special film. I think it is so fucking special. Like, I cannot believe it exists. Like, a film about such a maligned director, like, he was commonly referred to as the worst director of all time. And it's crazy that, like, Tim Burton was like, you know what, I see a lot of potential here to tell a good story about this guy, and he fucking knocked it out of the park.
What's also crazy is that it's Tim Burton doing that. Like, I mean,
yeah,
with the amount of like kind of misses that he has, honestly,
yeah.
like
this
so one is just like a fucking
is...
diamond in the rough, like it's crazy.
He fucking hit it full force out of the fucking park. Like, my God.
It hardly feels like a Tim Burton movie, too. It hardly felt like his trademark Tim Burton style. Like, it has its like dark elements to it, and like its gothic feel, but like it doesn't have that like, oh, I'm watching a Tim Burton movie. To be honest, I was getting like a lot of Coen's brothers vibes from this. I don't know if you guys were, just from like
places,
the goofy characters, like from the goofy characters and just like the comedy and like all the stuff. Then I was like, I could see one of the Coens having done this. Like,
that's the thing,
which
though.
was nice.
I will kind of like, I guess, slightly disagree in a way, because like I see so many elements of what I love about Tim Burton in this movie. Like, just I think that he could make so many more movies like this, but he just kind of doesn't. He feels like he gets lazy a lot of the time. But like, this one, he puts so much passion into literally like every single section of it, rather than just like the look, which seems to be like the main thing that he is known for a lot of the time. It's like his look.
Yeah.
No,
but with this
totally
one, it's
agree.
like the writing, the acting, the directing, the character, like everything about it. It's just fucking amazing.
The presentation is fucking spectacular. Like, I love the establishing shots that are like using miniatures and stuff. Like when it's even the opening shot where it's just panning down, or even the ending shot where it's just like panning up to the Hollywood sign. You can see the cars passing out below, and it's clearly miniatures, but it's fucking great. It looks fucking amazing, and like it's atmospherically just, oh god, it's dripping with it. It's dripping with atmosphere. Like, it has such a fucking gothic tone to it. And like, you know, that's aided by the black and white cinematography, which I think it's one of the best looking films I've ever seen. I love every frame of this movie. It's shot so fucking well. It is. I think it's him at like his highest powers. Like,
I'm really glad technical abilities.
I'm really glad that it was black and white. Like, if it was color, I feel like I'd be a bit off and on about it. Like the presentation, I mean, at the very least. But yeah, the black and white just adds a lot to it, I think.
Yeah, I don't see any way it could have not been black and white. Like, it just works so well, like, especially with like Bela Lugosi playing such a huge part.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you know, like, he's kind of,
you could almost say this is like a biopic about him too, because it's so much about him as it is Ed Wood. So like, I mean, that's worth mentioning. Like, Ed he's Wood, a huge part of it.
Late career fucking Bela Lugosi, who is probably my favorite part of the movie. I thought Martin Landau was fucking amazing. I loved the way he portrayed Bela Lugosi, and his
performance
accent
is just so special. Like,
his accent feels exaggerated, but it's also like down to earth enough where it doesn't get annoying or anything. It's just perfect. It's perfect for what it is. And like, there's just so many scenes, like when fucking, like their first meeting, even when he's just laying in the casket. It's not big enough. I can barely fold my arms. And then he walks out and he's just like, hey, I'm not buying coffins from you guys.
There are so many fucking great quotes in this movie too.
Oh, there are.
There are. You have to be double jointed to do it.
And be Hungarian.
And be Hungarian.
But like, even when, you know, when they're shooting the octopus scene and he just gets out of the car, he goes down to the fucking lake and just like, let's shoot
Takes
this
a drink
fucker.
of the whiskey, like, let's fucking do this or whatever.
I love like when he first comes up to the lake or whatever, and he's just like, don't worry, it'll get warmer once you get in. And he's like, fuck you get in.
He's just like popping his pills and
he's my favorite performance in the movie, and one of my favorite performances of all time. I just love Martin Landau's performance, and I think he won an Oscar for it.
Good.
Did he?
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
I'm checking. He did win it won the Oscar for Best Supporting Role for Martin Landau and Best Makeup, which it absolutely deserves. Yeah, those are the only two it was nominated for, when it should have won Best Picture probably. But but like, you know, I just adore his performance in this, and I think it is one of the strongest aspects of it. Like, the whole ensemble cast is fucking phenomenal. Like, Johnny Depp, fucking Sarah Jessica Parker, Patricia Arquette, fucking Bill Murray, you know, all the crazy side characters like Vampira
awesome.
And all that.
Yeah.
It's one of the only times where I can say that I genuinely enjoyed Bill Murray, because I really just don't enjoy him half the time.
Really?
Just because he's kind of become like a fucking meme at this point. Like, at the very least, like in most of his later things, I've just gotten annoyed whenever I see Bill Murray. But yeah, this was 1994, so.
But he does have one of my favorite lines in the movie when they're getting baptized.
Yeah.
Do you reject Satan and all his evils? Sure.
I also love when they're in the church and that guy's like trying to do the like impression of Dracula or whatever, and he's just like, let's hear you call Boris Karloff a fucking what was it? A cocksucker.
And their rivalry.
The comedy.
This
is Tim Burton's funniest movie, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Like, it's hilarious. I mean, I thought Beetlejuice was pretty funny, but this blows that like out of the water. Like, this is just, I mean, the part that really, I was laughing out loud at a lot of parts. One of the parts that really got me though was when they were shooting the scene, and I think it was one of the first scenes that you know, Ed Wood was shooting with like the big wrestler guy, and
I love that guy.
He and he was trying to walk through the door, and he hit the door, and the whole set just shakes, and then he walks in, he's like, cut it, that's good. And it's like,
his defense for that is just like, real. That's probably something he has to do with in everyday life.
That part, I was dying. I was fucking dying.
It's so good.
But
the writing is fantastic.
It's great.
It's also kind of relatable if you like made movies and stuff. Like obviously I would never have made movies on this scale of, you know, what Ed Wood was doing with his magnum opuses, but but you kind of get that, you know, he was always like struggling to get stuff. He was struggling to get actors. He was struggling to get the fucking time to do. Well, he didn't struggle to get the time to do this shit, but a lot of it was very like grassroots, and it reminded me a lot of when I, you know, was making movies for college and stuff, and I see a lot of myself in Ed Wood.
He's literally me.
Ed Wood is he's literally me
He
character.
is.
But
I'm not gonna call him a he's literally me character, but all I'm saying is that he's like a really inspirational figure. Like even if he had like a lot of, you know, misguided approaches to things sometimes, like he has so much passion and it's just so special and admirable. So I love him.
Yeah.
He's awesome.
I think one of the movie's best qualities to me is how everyone has that kind of 50s era like chirpiness to them. Like they're all just like happy, and everything they say is like delivered, like, you know, it ends on a high note, and it's great. I love.
Yeah, I can't think of a time when Johnny Depp isn't like just smiling, like with teeth and everything.
He's got that goofy little smile.
Well, when the fucking people try to interfere with Plan 9, he fucking goes crazy.
Oh yeah, that.
I've had it.
Oh, I love that part too, where I don't know if we're getting into spoilers or not, but probably could. Okay.
Spoilers for Ed Wood.
That part where it's after that to where he goes into the bar and he meets Orson Welles. I thought that was dude, Vincent D'Onofrio looks that looked just like Orson Welles.
Did you read the trivia about that though?
No.
That's not Vincent D'Onofrio's voice.
You don't have to read the trivia to fucking pick that up. The dubbing was kind of bad.
I know. It's kind of bad, but I'm not sure if everyone knows, so I just wanted to bring it up.
That threw me off. The dubbing threw me off, but I'm just talking about like the physical look, like his face.
Oh, he looked just like
from
Orson
across the bar. He looked just like Orson Welles.
He did,
I was like, holy shit, that's good.
But he said that like apparently Tim Burton wasn't happy with like how he did the voice, so he like dubbed it over with someone else's voice. So
thinking of his voice, I think he could do a good one. I mean, maybe this day and age, like I'm thinking Wilson Fisk, so
yeah.
God, I love Wilson Fisk's voice.
It's great.
But like that scene is so great too. I love that scene so much.
Yeah, it is a great scene. Just that whole sequence where he's trying to shoot Plan 9, and then you're right, those people are like interfering, and it's kind of funny but frustrating. He goes, and it's like a little heart-warming little scene with Orson Welles, and he comes back and just I just love that whole part. That was like one of my favorite parts of the movie.
Yeah, it was great.
I mean, like, you know, it has one of the best quotes of the film. It's just like, visions are worth fighting for. Like, why spend your life making someone else's dreams? That's a fucking perfect quote, and something that like all filmmakers really need to hear.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I, you know, I all of the funny lines in this are memorable, but I think for most people that have seen this film, that's the one that sticks the most. It is very fucking well written line, and it just hits so hard. And you know, obviously, it's what Ed Wood needs to hear to finish Plan 9 from Outer Space. I think this is probably my favorite Johnny Depp performance as well. Like I know you guys are both fucking obsessed with Johnny Depp, but like I've never seen him as like an actor I've adored or anything. But here,
I need to clear this up real quick. Do you consider him a bad actor?
No, I think he has the potential to be good, but he is a lot of the things I've seen him in. Not a lot of the things. He's been good more times.
Okay, it's just because, like, for the most part, like, I mean, when I see criticisms on Johnny Depp or whatever, they're always like saying like he's objectively a bad actor, and I just don't understand.
No,
like I have a lot of problems with him as a person, but not about his acting. Like fucking Sweeney Todd, he's great in. Fear and Loathing, he's fucking fantastic in.
Oh my god,
Edward Scissorhands, he's great in.
But this is by far his best performance. It's his most inspired. It's so energetic. There's so much passion going into it.
In terms of in terms of the movies themselves, like I prefer Fear and Loathing and Sweeney Todd, but in terms of performance, like I really can't decide between Fear and Loathing and this. It's very hard to decide because that movie is so important to me right now. But
Like, I think he has more of a spotlight in Fear and Loathing, because, like, in Ed Wood, like I said, I think Martin Landau just steals the show for me. I think Johnny Depp is great, but I don't think I'd love the movie nearly as much without Bela Lugosi being there.
Yeah, he is a really big part of it.
You guys are forgetting his magnum opus of acting, Charlie and the Chocolate
I will
Factory.
kill you.
Don't bring it up, Quinn. Don't do it.
No, but
Don't
jokes
fucking
aside,
poke the sleeping bear.
jokes aside though, this other movie that I'm about to mention, I don't like it. I really don't like it that much, but his performance carries it, and that's Black Mass. I thought
that movie is
performance in
really
Black Mass.
Yeah, I agree
heard
with
he's
that.
good in
Like,
that.
the movie isn't that great, but his performance is fantastic. It is.
Yeah.
But I
still
think
have to
that
see shit
the
like
best thing since, like, Sweeney Todd, like 2007 for me, was Minamata, though, which came out in 2021. Like,
God, I need to see that.
barely anyone saw it. Still, no one fucking watches it. But it's a great movie, and he is great in it. Highly recommend.
I think
it.
his last truly great performance was Rango.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Dude, Rango
Fucking
was good.
rocks.
Rango's
fucking
great.
Isn't that the third time we've brought it up on the podcast?
Probably.
And
I
still
mean, I
haven't
probably
seen
did.
it.
We,
Oh, Rango's
Oh, it's
great. You should
good.
watch Rango.
it's good.
It's genuinely great.
Wait
But,
for the
um,
Rango episode.
Oh god, if we did that, we'd have to bring old child support on.
Oh god,
I'd
I
be
don't know if I
obligated
want to do
to.
that.
He's obsessed with Rango. He got me to watch it, but
Quinn, if you, like, actually talk to him though, he's like a normal person. He just
I hope.
he just has
He's
some
a
weird
funny
questions. He is a funny fella.
he's a funny fellow.
Okay,
But
good.
anyway, so back to Ed Wood.
Yeah.
we got off topic, but yeah, I thought Johnny.
No,
Depp
but
was
I would
great.
agree this is his best performance, probably, is Ed Wood. Like, I don't know if it's recency, bias watch or whatever, but, like, it probably is. for
Oh
me,
yeah,
too.
I really can't think of a better performance from him.
Yeah.
But like
But-
like I said, the fucking ensemble cast is fucking excellent. Like, even Sarah Jessica Parker, I fucking love her in this. I think she's fucking amazing in it. Like, her outbursts. I thought she was great. I love her in it.
I mean, I
Like,
guess
her-
I just hate her character.
Her
Probably.
character
Yeah,
is
me too.
annoying. Her
Yeah.
character is very annoying, but like, I think she plays it extremely well. I think
That's
she's
true. Yeah.
like, it's kind of a heightened thing, where she's kind of heightenedly annoying and, like, exaggerated to, like, a certain degree. But like, I feel like, I don't know much about what the actual story is. Like, I feel like I'm sure a lot of this is, like, very fictionalized, but I think the sentiments
For the most
are real
part,
from her.
for the most part, it seems like it's pretty accurate from what I've read, because I was reading about it a little bit after the movie. But yeah, it does seem like it's relatively accurate.
But yeah, like, Sarah Jessica Parker is great. Patricia Arquette, I thought she was just lovely.
She's
I love,
great.
I love seeing her and stuff. She's fucking always great. Like, Bill Murray, like we were saying, he's great. Jeffrey Jones, the disgraced
Lisa
actor,
Marie,
he's fucking great.
Lisa Marie as
Lisa Marie is
Vampira.
great.
It should be illegal to be that hot. It should
Oh,
be
I was going to
illegal.
talk about her performance, but okay.
Well, yeah, the performance is good.
No, he's not wrong. You're not wrong, though.
I really like how kind of fucking withdrawn she is. I love how, like, stone-faced she is. It's really funny.
Yeah.
Like, the scene where the scene where he's trying to convince the backers to fucking back what was the movie he was making? Bride of the Atom.
Yeah.
And then the
Yeah.
dude's like, "Oh, is that Vampire over there?" And then he goes over and begs her to be in the movie. I think that's fucking hysterical.
I love when they have that phone call later and she's like, "Aren't you a fag?"
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, "No, I'm a transvestite."
Oh,
awesome.
God, man, that's so good. Just
I like, as well as that, Jim Myers as Tor Johnson. He
Yeah, he's
gives such a
awesome.
great physical performance. Like, he's like a bumbling idiot, but he is fucking fantastic. He has such a presence. Like, seeing him stumble around the Plan 9 set is fucking hysterical.
Yeah. When he's
That
stuck in the
guy's our
grave.
lead.
Doesn't this make you want to watch, like, those old actual Ed Wood movies?
It
that,
does,
like, 'cause you can
because I've
literally watch
tried.
these. I kind of, you've tried.
They're
Are they
awful.
really, really
They are,
bad?
like, very, very bad. They're not even entertainingly bad.
Man,
I still want to watch
I
it.
really wanted to check them out after watching this.
Yeah, I was thinking of watching Leonard Landau or Plan 9 from Outer Space after watching Ed Wood the other day, but I didn't have
Yeah.
time, and also I started Plan 9 and it was like, oh no, this is just really boring. Like that theater freaking out like halfway through during the fucking Bride of the Atom premiere. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't blame him. I don't blame him.
They went a bit
Bride of the
farther.
Monster.
Yeah, Bride of the Monster.
They
I thought it was
changed
called Bride of the Atom. No, we changed it.
It
to Bride
was
of
at
the Monster.
first, and then the studio made him change it. He said,
I was quoting
to Bride
the
of the
movie, Quinn.
Monster.
I was quoting the movie.
Oh,
Vampire says it when they're on the phone call.
oh
He's like,
yeah,
oh yeah,
yeah.
I thought it was Bride of the Atom. No, we changed
Well,
it
you have
to
to
Bride
do
of
it in
the Monster.
Vampire's voice, and then I would know. Quote the movie.
I don't think an Irish man could do that.
No, I can't. I can't.
But was Ed Wood the original Tommy Wiseau then? Is this like the original bad director that had like full creative control?
I
over his
mean,
stuff?
yeah, and I kind of wanted to compare Ed Wood to Disaster Artist because I feel like where Ed Wood goes right is kind of what I wanted from Disaster Artist. Because I'd seen Ed Wood before. I liked the Disaster Artist. I think it's a good movie. It's fun.
Yeah.
But I think it gets too up itself. I think that's
Sometimes,
the
a
problem
little
with
bit.
that movie, and I think Ed Wood is like fully focused on the man himself. Like with Disaster Artist, it's all fun, but
They're very
just
different
gets
movies.
up itself.
They are.
They are, but like
Ed Wood is a lot
Around the
more
time-
artful than the Disaster Artist. Where the Disaster Artist
Yeah.
feels like more of a just kind of laid back comedy, but it's also a
feels like a-
biography kind of. So
Disaster Artist kind of feels like an in-joke between friends.
yeah. But
Yeah,
Ed Wood
I
is
think-
extremely sincere and, like I said, artful. So
I think it looks, just from the looks of these people too, I think Ed Wood nailed the casting of the people a lot better than Disaster Artist nailed the casting of their people. Because
Yeah.
Dave Franco is Greg Sestero.
That
That's what
doesn't
takes
work.
me out of the movie.
Yeah,
It takes me out of the movie because he's like a full foot shorter than him. So, because I mean, as somebody who has literally, I mean, I'll bring this up any chance I get just to brag, I guess. But as somebody who has met Greg Sestero, Dave Franco is like shorter than me. So, like, how it doesn't work. It just doesn't work.
No, yeah,
Um,
I haven't met him, but I've seen him, and yeah, he's tall.
It's tall, and
Yeah.
yeah. So, but no, I like the Disaster Artist too, though, for what it is.
For what it is, it's a good movie, but I think going into Disaster Artist, I kind of expected a bit more because I had seen Ed Wood already, and it just
Oh, yeah,
kind of
yeah.
it was kind of like, this is what you can do, like when you're being sincere about it, when you actually want to make a movie about the guy. And Disaster Artist just kind of feels like an in joke, and I get kind of annoyed with it sometimes, but I think. Not the Disaster Artist, fucking Ed Wood, it is probably the definitive movie about making movies. I can't think of one that gets it better. I can't think of one that's more entertaining. I can't think of one that just captures the life.
I completely agree.
Captures
American
like the fucking
movie.
spirit of filmmaking. We'll get onto it. But
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding about that.
but fucking yeah. No, I just adore Ed Wood. I think it is one
Yeah.
of the greatest films of all time, honestly.
Me too.
It's
I think
awesome. It's
I think about
amazing.
it constantly. I think about it like every other day at this point.
It's very
Like that's one of the
special.
reasons I wanted to recommend it because it was
surprised
just on
it's
my mind
not-
a ton.
What makes it not in your top 4?
For me,
If it's like, yeah.
I actually did like an actual ranking of my top 50 list, and I think Ed Wood is like 35 or so.
Oh wow.
I adore it. I adore it. Like I think about it so much.
I adore it
it's-
too, but like I think on like when I made my list, it was like 200 movies or whatever, and it was like back in February 2022 was when I finalized it, and Ed Wood is like 150 something. So, but like right now, having rewatched it again, like I feel like it could go up a bit, like maybe into like the 80s or something like that. But
it is a
It's
very
great.
special movie.
it's fucking great.
Yeah.
I don't think
It is
Tim Burton
amazing.
will ever. He will never get this good. He will never. Have either of you
Yeah, he
seen
won't.
Wednesday? Oh
No.
my god,
No.
what a piece of shit!
Is Wednesday bad?
I watched the first 3 episodes. The only good thing about it was Jenna Ortega. Everything else was fucking awful. Everything else was dog shit.
The
And
only people
I
I've
cannot
talked to-
believe that Tim Burton directed it. Like it's a new low even for him, and that's saying something as someone who hates Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
We have to do a Tim Burton episode.
if we do, then Kath is gonna have to come on it because I mean it's her favorite director. But yeah, our closing thoughts on Ed Wood, I guess.
Incredible.
fucking piece.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
like
didn't
said,
get
why-
to I didn't get to say this one last part because everyone was talking, but like I just want to say I really, really love the send-off that Bela Lugosi has.
Yeah.
Like
that
that
is
one
beautiful.
last like speech that he has in the street, and then you find out he passed away. It's just fucking beautiful. I love it. It's incredible.
I also really love the use of Swan Lake for like his theme, like because you know that's the music that fucking Dracula opens on, I think, and it's nice that it's used as a motif. Like when Ed Wood comes over to kind of talk Bella down from killing himself, like it's playing and it's very moody. And it's such a good choice to use it. Like obviously they probably didn't have to fucking pay anything because it's a classical song, like they're royalty free. But fucking, it is such good usage of music. And also, I just want to, before we get into fucking final thoughts, I love Howard Shore's score. I think it's phenomenal.
Yeah.
Like the more I hear from Howard Shore, the more I'm like, he's probably one of the greatest composers of all time. Like he's probably already earned it because of fucking Lord of the Rings. But then you hear shit like fucking Ed Wood and Crash, and it's just like, oh my god, I love this guy.
I mean, it's Tim Burton's best shot and best edited and best and just most funny. So like it's like it was lightning in a bottle. I feel like this movie is just like lightning in a bottle because like I don't love a lot of Tim Burton stuff, but I loved this. And it's close to being a masterpiece. I mean, maybe on a rewatch it could definitely be a masterpiece for me. I'm still feeling like a 9 out of 10. Like it was really great. Like I loved it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
For me,
sure,
Ed Wood gives me the feeling that I feel like a lot of people kind of feel when they talk about Tim Burton, because a lot of people big Tim Burton up as like some visionary master, and I don't get it most of the time. Like obviously I still haven't seen shit like fucking Edward Scissorhands and Big Fish, which I'm looking forward to seeing.
You haven't seen Edward Scissorhands or Big Fish?
No, I haven't. I'm sorry.
What the fuck?
But no, I think this is his masterpiece. I think this is one of the greatest films of all time. It's one of my personal favorite films of all time. I think it has some of my favorite performances of all time. I think it's one of the prettiest movies ever made. I love the look of it. I love everything about it. I love Ed Wood. 10
so
out of
1
10.
out of 10 then?
Yeah, with an additional 0. Woohoo.
Yeah, 10 out of 10 for me as well. Love it.
Nice. Good pick for the movie. Now, moving on to the second part of this double feature, we have American Movie. It was a documentary. Well, Keelan can do the honors of
I will.
introducing his. Yeah.
So, yeah. American Movie is about Mark Borchardt, and he was a filmmaker in the 90s who was trying to make a film called Northwestern. And it's going through his process of trying to get funding for the film and making the film eventually, interspersed with like stuff about his family and stuff about like his personal life and all that stuff. And yeah, that's basically it. It's a documentary about him. I'm astounded it exists. I can't believe it exists in the form that it does, because it spans like fucking, what was it, like 4 or 5 years? Something like that.
Yeah.
I think it begins in like 1994, 1995, and then it ends in like 1998 or something like that. But I think I have so many thoughts about American Movie. I was thinking of rewatching it before this episode. Like I watched it for the first time the other day, and I was like, man, I really want to see this again. I know I've seen both of your Letterboxd reviews. I know both of you don't really feel similarly, but I think
I liked it, but I didn't love it. But I mean, I could see myself like throwing it on in the background again, like taking something away from it, again. But,
yeah. I feel like this is going to be a movie that I just rewatch over and over at this point. Like I've been thinking about it for the past couple of days, and the more I think about it, the more my love for it grows.
It was good. I mean, I said, as I guess, yeah, in my Letterboxd review, I said I don't really care for a lot of documentaries. Documentaries just don't do much for me unless it's a really niche thing I really am interested in, or about somebody I really like. Then I won't go out of my way to watch a lot of them. But I did find this very relatable, actually, a lot more relatable than like Ed Wood.
I
just
agree.
because because I mean, not only because this documentary, it just feels so much more real, and these feel like more real people. Like, we can relate to them on that level as people that love movies and obviously would probably love to make movies. Then I relate it to that, but also just that extra like this is in Wisconsin. It's that like Midwestern like attitude and like atmosphere, and like I've seen these types of people, and like I could relate to that whole backdrop too. Just like that cold like Midwestern, just like desolate look. And I was like, yeah, there's just not much to do around here but just drink and watch movies and want to make movies. So that was, I guess, that added something to it for me too. But it was also very funny. Like, it was a pretty funny documentary. Yeah.
There's so many times I just like I think I said in my Letterboxd review, I did legitimately like belly laugh like 5 times or so because I was just caught off guard by some of the shit in here.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I think the thing that makes this movie so interesting to me is that Mark isn't a good person. I don't think he is a very good person at all.
Not really. He's kind of like
he's kind of a dipshit. But
he is. He's kind of a dick to a lot of the people he's around too.
But what ties the movie together for me, and I think what ultimately kind of elevates Mark a bit more, is Mike. I think Mike is like the standout of this film. Mike
he's
is
like
such
the heart
a fucking
of the
sweetheart.
movie.
I love Mike so much.
Yeah. Speaking of which, I mean, not to dampen the mood, but he, unfortunately, because I was like looking more into these people, I didn't know that the guy, Mike, he did pass away last year, which is sad, but he was definitely the heart of this movie. And like, he's, he was one of my favorite character. Like, I should say character, they're real people.
Yeah.
He was my favorite person in the movie.
Everyone kind of feels like a character in this, and Mike especially. Like, I think this movie came back into my mind because of hearing about Mike's death. Mm-hmm. Because like when Mike died, like I kind of see like a lot of film Twitter shit, unfortunately. It can be fucking brain rot at times, but like when Mike died, like there was so much outpour of love for him.
Man.
And it was like, oh yeah, I should fucking get on American movies soon.
Yeah.
But just the way he speaks, like the fucking like I love the way that Midwesterners speak anyway. I think it's a fucking fascinating accent.
It's almost like borderline like Canadian accent at times too. Yeah. So that was pretty funny.
No, it is. I think it's fucking so funny. I could listen to them speak all day. Like fucking, I could probably. I don't like Mark as a person, like from what I've seen in the film, but I could probably listen to him speak all day just from how he speaks, and he says like really man every other fucking sentence. It's fucking so funny.
Like
I think in the IMDb trivia, it says he says the word man like 151 times over the course of the film.
I was counting how many times they were saying, because they always say that too.
Yeah, that is a very Midwestern Canadian thing.
Yeah, it is.
But yeah, so I'm interested to hear how you feel about it, Liam.
I'm just gonna come in here and break up the party, basically. Like, I completely disagree with so much of what you guys just said. I think this is a documentary about some of the most uninteresting fucking people in the world.
I think that's what makes it interesting, though.
No, it doesn't.
I like that
because it's boringly presented as well.
I thought it looked great.
I thought it was fucking dreadful. I really just didn't like the movie.
Like, for me personally, I think the fact, like, I'm kind of fascinated to how the director found Mark. Like, he's just this guy making movies, and he's just like, hey, can I make a documentary about you? And it spans like 4 or 5 years. That stuff is really interesting to me. Like, I like that kind of human type of stuff. Well, and like I think I said in my Letterboxd review, it is an encapsulation of what I love about movies. I think it's very honest. It's very human. It feels very personal, and I love that shit about it.
I kind of see both sides. Like, I understand where Liam's coming from. Like, cause I was like, why these people? Like, why are we following these people? But then I also kind of like the idea of like, well, there's probably so many people like this in the world, like no matter where you go, that are probably in this type of situation that are trying to make movies, that want to make movies. So he just like stumbled across and found these people.
But it's barely even about
like Wisconsin town.
It's barely even about them making the movie. It's just kind of about his life, and it's so boring.
But I think that ties into it a lot, and I think the fact that there wasn't a lot of him making the movie was more of a testament to like his character than anything.
Yeah, and I find his character just incredibly boring, so that's why it doesn't work for me.
No, that's totally fair. But like I kind of saw it as a thing of like, he was constantly stopping and starting projects, Like he picked up Coven, whatever you want to call it.
COVID.
After
they
like,
kept saying COVID, like I thought they kept saying COVID, and I was like, wait, I'm having like COVID PTSD right now because all I'm hearing is COVID, not Coven. But that's the way they just talk, like that extreme Midwestern Coven.
Like there's that whole conversation about it, like halfway through the movie, where they're talking about the pronunciation of it.
I think there's a point to where a movie gets too much quirk for me, and I just have a breaking point. So this was too much of that at points, because I was just like, so many moments where I was just like, why the fuck would anyone care about this? And like the kind of, I guess, comedy that most people would be laughing at, I was just kind of like, is this meant to be funny? Like, I don't know. It's just nothing about this movie really works for me.
Well, that's fair. But like I just kind of found like the comedy in like, you know, the situations and all that, like it's like a sitcom for the most part, you know.
There's comedy in the
like
situations, but then there's like
sitcom.
there's so much about it that's just kind of sad to watch or boring to watch.
It can be. It can be pretty sad. Like I think the most telling of Mark's character is the Super Bowl party where he just gets shit faced and he goes off about how like, oh yeah, I'll never be like these people working their 40 fucking hour jobs or whatever. And it's like he's deluded himself into this position where like he will be a famous filmmaker one day, even though he is like them. Like he was working like a fucking custodian at a cemetery.
Yeah, he's just I put in my notes like these are kind of just like, these are losers, but they're like trying to make a movie. They're just like really trying, and like that's like he's say what you will about him, but he does have like extreme motivation. Like he's going to like try and do this stuff no matter how shitty it turns out, because like, man, when they were making the movies, I'm like, this movie's gonna be terrible that they're making. Like this looks terrible. But it actually looked a lot better in the end when they presented it to like the audience. Like I was like, damn, they actually gave it like a style. I thought it was just gonna look like shit, but he's a very driven, like passionate person about what he does. So like, I think apart from like the documentary itself, like these are just the people that we're watching on screen, but I think it's an overall message about like finding your passion and just like having a drive for it. And like it even if you're a loser that lives in a Midwest town and all you do is drink and like, you know, like all your friends are losers, like you can still try and make your art and present it to people, that type of thing.
Yeah, so, no, I totally agree. Yeah, and like I did find his passion infectious, even if I didn't like him as a person. I thought, you know, he had like a fairly decent grasp on like filmmaking knowledge. Like he was throwing out like a lot of fucking filmmaking jargon, and half of it barely made any sense, but I felt like he kind of had some sort of a grasp on it, and it was just entertaining for me seeing them make the movie, like doing their little things, like with the fucking with the cupboard, like when they're fucking cutting the holes, cutting the fucking line in it to fucking make it break easier. He's fucking slamming his head against the fucking door.
I like that part. That was funny.
Yeah. He's fucking slamming his head against the door and he fucking looks at it and he's just like, oh man, dude, I'm so sorry I tried to put your head through this.
Well, it's like, because like on the spot, I don't think they were meaning to even bust his head through the door, but like I think they hit his head so hard that it made like a little dent in the door, and they were looking at it like, what the hell? And like, so then they just thought of like, well, let's just cut it and just have it break through. I thought that was just all the little, like, just the way that it was like kind of slapped together, like he would come up with these ideas. I mean, it was, I don't know, it was fun to watch for the most part.
I found it engaging like the whole way through personally. I know like neither of you totally agree, but like I found so much to love in this. Like fucking like I was saying earlier, Mike is just a fucking sweetheart, and when he was telling his like LSD overdose story, that fucking broke my heart.
Oh yeah.
And I think like I'm probably just fucking playing armchair therapist or whatever, but I feel like that's why he speaks so slow and he's kind of like dim-witted. Like that because the fucking LSD fucking just rotted his brain and just fucking changed it. Yeah.
That's kind of what I assumed like happened. Like he just, all the drugs and everything that he had done kind of, which is, it makes it even more sad because you don't know that at first and you think he's just kind of a weird guy, but then you learn that later on, and you're like, oh, okay, it makes me look at him differently.
No, yeah. It totally made me
but-
feel for the guy, and I fucking, yeah, he was just such a sweetheart. He had so many of my favorite moments in the movie, like when they were fucking recording the screams, and like this guy's just being like
Oh my
timid the whole
God.
movie, and then he lets out the fucking biggest banshee wail you've
I
ever
had to
heard.
turn down my volume as that was happening. It was because I was watching this pretty late, and like, it just, that was, yeah. No, that was funny though.
No, yeah.
No, but I just little moments too about like how Mark was like, he keeps going on and on, like ranting about like how I'm never gonna work these, 40-hour-a-week jobs, and then but it's like they're filming him in his car as he's like delivering newspapers.
Yeah.
And he's going on and on, like he's literally tossing newspapers out as he's ranting about like how he's gonna do this movie and stuff. And I don't know, I liked that.
His fucking rant about his religious beliefs, like I feel like half Satanist, half fucking Christian.
yeah I just thought the way that they did that and the situations they were in was I was engaged for the most part too. I was.
Yeah,
But-
I felt like there was enough drama and enough comedy to keep me going throughout. Like I liked the little parts where it's shown like, yeah, this Mark guy is kind of like a fucking loser. Like the way his like mom is always helping him, and he's just
Yeah.
giving her shit for no fucking reason. Like when they're filming that like one insert shot and she's using the camera.
Yeah.
That was so hard
Yeah.
to watch. It was fucking.
No. Yeah. It's you felt bad for some of these people that were working
do.
with him, because he had to be difficult to work with, and you can't. We haven't even mentioned the grandpa yet.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
I mean, the grandpa's like a big part of it. It feels like he was. I thought him and Mike were my two favorites, because like,
Yeah, I love the grandpa.
just there was like that mix of comedy, but also like, you kind of I don't know, they were like the heart to the movie, kind of like these are real weird people, but
And I think
yeah.
they're the people that you see that Mark has like affected the most throughout the film. Like, Mark is trying to get the money to fund the film off his grandpa, and it's like he's manipulating him into fucking giving them the money, like when they're at the bank and he's trying to convince him to sign the check to fucking, what was it, for $8,000 or something like that.
Yeah.
And I love that part afterwards where the cameraman's just asking him like, oh, how much money do you have? And he's just like, oh, about 280 grand.
Yeah. No, I love that part in the bank.
When they're recording like the ADR for like the movie with the grandpa in the car.
Yeah. Oh my god. What did he say? I should have that line memorized by now, because he said it like 100 times.
Don't die, you've something to live for. Jesus told me so.
Yeah. I was like, just get it right. Just get it right. But
30 fucking takes of that shit.
yeah. It was cool to see all those little moments that they filmed like throughout the movie put into a final product by the end. Like the line that it took 30 takes to record from that old guy. You hear it at the final product, and like, I don't know, which that was the part that really like, I'm glad that it turned out the way it did in the end, because if it didn't lead up to anything like that, I would kind of feel
movie would
like,
be
well,
worse
that was
off.
kind of a waste.
Yeah.
I would feel like that was kind of didn't add up to anything, and I'm really glad that their movie, like, it still didn't look like great by any means, but like it looked a lot better than what they were actually doing. So
Yeah,
that was kind of like hopeful, I guess, for like people. Like, I was like, yeah, I could make a movie like this probably.
And I think they made the movie look better than it actually is in the film, because I watched the first 10 minutes of it because it's on YouTube and it kind of sucks.
Oh, I'm sure they probably showed like the very best parts.
They made it
of
look very good. They made it look fucking better than it is. I'll say that
Yeah.
much.
Dude, the black and white filter helped so much too. Like, thank goodness they probably put that black and white filter on their movie.
No,
Just-
they
I
didn't.
mean,
That's
Wait.
it's they filmed on like a 16mm camera, and that's just
Oh.
the film stock they were using.
oh really? That's
Yeah.
just
They had no other
thought
choice.
they-
Like, it's the same reason that fucking Following's in black and white. It's
oh,
cheaper to get
here
black
I
and
am
white film.
thinking that they made an artistic choice. It was just nope. It's just
He's
the
always
way it
talking about
was.
shooting on black and white, and it does sound like he's making an artistic choice, but like he has no choice in the matter. Like, that's the cheapest stock. That's the only thing he can afford.
He's just kind of fooling himself into thinking like, no, this is my vision. Like,
Yeah, no,
but no, it's all you can afford.
yeah, no,
So,
it is kind of
but-
delusional. But like
Yeah.
that part at the end where it shows like the line down the block for the movie, that was pretty heartwarming. It was like one of those moments at like the end of a fucking cheesy movie where like the whole town comes out to help with like the fucking big project or whatever to help the main character win. It felt kind of like that, but it was very heartwarming.
It's like Hot Rod.
It was.
It is like Hot Rod.
Yeah, it is like Hot Rod. Yeah, I guess so.
I should have double featured this with Hot Rod.
Midwestern double feature. But no, it was a pleasant surprise for me. Like I said, I didn't love it as much as you, Keelan. I didn't like dislike it though. I thought it was good for what it was. I wouldn't be opposed to watching this again, but like it's kind of like a hangout documentary half the time. It is like a hangout movie, but about like regular losers trying to follow their passion. And so like, you know, it's something that everybody can hopefully take something away from, you know, if they watch it, but it can apply to anything really, you know, whatever your passion is.
No, I totally agree. You summed it up pretty well. Okay, so do we have anything else to say about it?
I don't know what I could say.
Yeah, if you want to do closing thoughts, like I just said, it was just a nice little comforting documentary about some weird out there people, but they're real people, and that's what makes it interesting. And like, just it's cool seeing relatable people for the most part try and pursue like something that we're all interested in and would love to do, and it gives us hope that like, yeah, maybe I could get enough money together and people together to like I could do this type thing. So that's what I took away from it the most. Yeah, it was just a nice, fun little watch. I'd give it like a 7 out of 10. It was good. Yeah. I enjoyed it. So.
Yeah, no, I fucking adored the shit out of this. I can see myself watching this over and over. I can see myself showing this to a couple of people that I think might like it. And I'm looking forward to doing it whenever I get around to it, because I'm just in love with this movie right now. It's kind of what I needed right now, in a way. And I just loved everything that I took away from it. I love the film. I love all the little situations. I love all the characters. And yeah, I fucking adored it. 10 out of 10. I really loved American Movie.
Nice.
Yeah. I really don't know what to say about it. I just feel like a crazy person here, so yeah.
Well, it's always nice when we have different. Sorry, I'm interrupting. Yeah. I like when we do all have different perspectives though, because like Keelan's on one end of the spectrum, I'm in the middle, you're on the other end of the spectrum. Like that makes it just as interesting. When
Keelan is definitely on the spectrum, yes.
What the fuck?
But,
there was no need for that.
I'm around a 4 and a 3 or 4 out of 10, honestly. I just didn't like it. I think.
No, that's totally fair.
I think it's extremely just boring people, and I could have made a better movie. I feel like, honestly, I just didn't like it at all.
That's the point of the movie. But that's the point of the movie, is that you can do it. You can do it.
Like at the very least,
out of it.
At the very least, you can take away that from it. Like, you know, if a movie like this can get that far, then that's great. It means that I could probably do it myself, and that's cool. I have since given up on the dream of filmmaking, but whatever.
This will get you back into it.
Yeah.
You hated American movies so much that you're like, I could do fucking better. And then you make.
That is literally just like mostly what I was thinking during watching this movie. I was just like, now I kind of just want to go out and make a movie that's better than this. But obviously, I'm not going to.
Should
do it.
I don't have the fucking time.
Don't say obviously. make like Drive, but for pizza delivery, man.
Yeah, I could totally make Drive.
No, but for pizza delivery, man.
Ah.
That's
like
a
taxi driver, pizza driver.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
In and out in 5 minutes, no questions asked.
Or remake 30 minutes or less.
I mean, that's what that movie was about. Yeah.
Yeah. Shit movie, but
well, yeah.
30
not that good.
30 minutes or less.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't love it.
Yeah, no, it sucks.
It's not very good.
It's awful.
At least we can all agree on that.
Hell yeah.
At the end of the day,
isn't good.
30 minutes or less.
At least,
Yeah, exactly.
you know, at least you can say American movie is better than 30 minutes or less.
I don't know if I
Oh.
could say that.
You can say that.
Oh no.
That's
Well, you can
rough.
say it's better than Veronica.
Yes, I could. I could say anything
God.
is better than Veronica. That's a cheat.
I'm just trying to keep
Yeah.
the mood positive here.
Mm-hmm.
It could always be worse.
It could always be
It
worse.
could always be worse. Life and everything could always be worse. All right. Well, where are we at? Listener questions?
Yeah, that's that
Okay.
time.
All right. Yeah, let's get into listener questions.
Holy crap.
Could you scream it like Mike next time?
Oh God, no. Not this early. No. If I lived in a house and not in an apartment, I would scream.
Well, you can just say it like Mike. You don't have to scream it like Mike.
Oh god,
That's
that would
true.
take
You're a
forever.
Midwesterner yourself. You could fucking you can get
Oh
into
yeah,
it.
I can pull off their accent, you know, and I can do all like that's easy for me.
Mark Borkhardt, nice to meet you.
Yeah. I only got 3 questions for this one. From movies that don't suck, where would you rank Tim Burton in terms of elite directors? Top 10? 15?
No.
Probably not. No.
No, he's not even top 50 for me. Like that sounds
he probably
extreme,
wouldn't be
but he's
top
not even
50
top
for me.
50. Yeah.
He's good sometimes,
He's
but yeah, for the
Yeah.
most part,
Yes,
not really.
he is good sometimes, but like from what I've seen, he has more misses than hits. Like the only films I've seen of his that I can think of that I like are like fucking Ed Wood, obviously, Beetlejuice, Pee-wee's Big Adventure. That's probably my second favorite of his. The 2 Batman films, I like those a lot, but everything else is just, Corpse Bride is good too. But then you got shit like fucking like Wednesday he directed, and it's just like ugh.
yeah.
And then there's
Piece of
fucking
shit.
Charlie and the Chocolate
You
Factory.
fucking
What?
piece of shit. You didn't even say Sweeney Todd.
I thought I did say Sweeney Todd. You know,
You
I like
piece
Sweeney
of
Todd a lot.
shit.
I thought I said it. I
You
really
did it
like
just
Sweeney
to
Todd.
make me
I think it's a great movie. I genuinely thought I said it. But my point being, he made Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, so he will never be one of the best directors of all time.
Banger of a
That's
movie.
true.
Awful
It's
movie.
okay. It's okay. I mean, you'll like Edward Scissorhands. I think you'll like Edward Scissorhands.
I feel like I like it.
It's great.
Yeah.
It is really great.
Yeah, it is very good. But no, he's not. He'll never be an elite director. I'm sorry, he just won't. To me, he's always kind of style over substance, other than a few movies like Ed Wood. You know.
Yeah.
I'm always pissed off that he
No.
gets credit for Nightmare Before Christmas.
I know, right? Like
That really pisses me off. Like, people say that's a Tim Burton movie, but no, it's a Henry Selick movie. Like, give him the fucking respect he deserves. Tim Burton just produced it.
Yeah. Anyway, also, I guess from All Right So Reviews, is Tim Burton underrated?
No,
No.
he's overrated.
He's not.
I'd say he's properly rated.
Yeah.
I don't think he's overrated. He's close to being
He
overrated.
gets
to be
enough
honest,
criticism to
but-
be perfectly rated.
I'm saying overrated in the sense that like people go on about him as if he is like some kind of auteur when
Who?
he's just kind of like lots of people. I've like one of my fucking old one of my old lecturers actually in college.
Oh,
His favorite
fuck
fucking
lecturers,
director
they don't
was
know what
Tim
they're
Burton.
talking
Yeah,
about.
I know. But like you always hear people like talking about like Tim Burton's style and how great it is, and it's just like
Yeah.
no, I don't see what you see. Like the only time I can say I can see it is fucking in Sweeney Todd or Ed Wood.
I agree with you there. Like I do hear a lot of people also go about his style and like how he is an auteur, I guess. It's just a style I don't really care that much about. Like you can make your movies gothic looking, like I don't really care.
I like his style when
that's
it's
not,
done
like-
well. I
I
it when
like
it's
the
done well.
intentions of his style, but like a lot of the time I've seen it, it's very like the fucking way he tried to implement. Sorry, the way he tried to implement it in fucking Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. He can go fuck himself. Like that doesn't
Yeah.
need to be fucking gothic. Go away.
I would agree with that.
But it
too
worked.
desaturated.
It doesn't. It doesn't fucking work.
It just feels like a nightmare, that movie. It feels like a nightmarish fever dream to me.
I mean, like yeah, my second favorite Tim Burton movie doesn't really have any of his style at all. Like Pee-wee's Big Adventure isn't like a Tim Burton movie. There's no gothic shit in that. Like, it can get pretty dark
Yeah.
at times, but it's more. It's just like a
And Big
zany
Fish.
comedy.
Big Fish is not gothic from what I remember at all.
It has
So,
it
like,
has its
that's-
moments of gothic though. Like, especially with Helena Bonham Carter's character, like the witch and
Oh.
shit, like that is pretty gothic, but
Yeah, I do want to see that too.
But yeah, for the most part, I just think he relies too much on his style and he found his niche. He definitely has a niche that people like, but I just don't care that much about
I
it.
think his style can
really
be
don't.
utilized better than he's utilizing
Yeah.
it lately.
I think for now he's coasting off his name more than anything, not even his style. Because like, look at the fucking recent films he's done. Like fucking what, Dumbo,
Yeah.
Wednesday, fucking what was that? What was that one with Eva Green?
Miss
That came out a while
Peregrine's
ago.
Home for Peculiar Children.
Oh,
Yeah. Didn't you like that?
Yeah.
Did you say you liked that?
It was okay. It's not among his best at all, but it's fine.
I haven't seen it, so I can't shit on it, but it looks bad.
Asa Butterfield fucking sucks. He's like the worst part, but he's the worst part of everything he's in,
Yeah.
probably. He sucks. He cannot act. Like, I don't know how he is considered a good actor by some people. I genuinely don't get it.
I've never seen him in anything I've loved him in, really. I don't
He's
think.
fucking dreadful. He's so bad.
I think he's like the main guy in Hugo, and I feel like I might like him in that.
Well, he was a
With
kid.
Scorsese. Yeah.
Like, I mean, a kid actor is very different, but like now he's an adult
No, yeah, I
and he's
agree.
still shit.
yeah, I've only seen him in Hugo. Yeah. Well, last question from Film Forager. She asked, "What do you think?" Okay, what? What do you think will be the first thing you all do if you visit Keelan in Ireland again?
Kiss.
Yeah. That'll be the first thing.
Just had to make it weird. Just had to make it.
What's weird
No,
about
you're
that,
you're
Quinn?
not included, Quinn. It's just me and him.
Okay, good. I don't want to do that.
Yeah, no, that's
That's
the
all
first
you
thing we're
guys-
doing. I can't say anything beyond that.
Ooh, we could all watch Morbius.
Oh, again.
Yeah.
Well,
Again.
It won't be as. It won't capture that magic of the first time
Oh, that.
that there was.
I mean, that was my
is that a
second
slight
time.
against me, Quinn?
That was my second time with you.
Yeah, that's true.
The magic
forgot you
came
guys
from that
watched it.
theater experience. That was ooh. Fucking-
Aw. The like empty theater.
There were people. There were a few people.
There were people.
Yeah.
There were people. You can't say that. People were in that auditorium.
I don't know what we
I
do.
don't
I
know
don't
what we
know.
do. Just probably chill
Watch
out.
movies.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess so. Yeah,
Go for a pint
always-
or two. I don't know.
yeah.
You never went for a fucking pint with me.
I
trust you.
want a pint of Guinness in a actual pub, an Irish pub.
I had to go and do that
Guinness.
alone because Keelan didn't want to go with me. Prick.
Oh.
I was busy with college.
No, you weren't.
I was.
No, you weren't. You had time to watch movies with me, but you didn't have time to go to a bar because you're like, oh, I don't want to go to a bar.
Yeah.
No
Also, I
defense.
was very like, I had a lack of knowledge of like the pubs around at the time. Now I'm more familiar, I guess.
Oh, good.
Well, that came just in time.
I'm so sorry.
For
You
the
know-
next visit.
Screw Tokyo.
Whenever
Come
that is.
come back.
Yeah, true. I should. I want to at some point.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah, it would
I
be.
want to go someday.
So yeah,
But,
first
yeah.
thing we do is kiss. There you have it.
There's your answer. There's your answer.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that was a pretty solid time.
That is
Yeah, it's not
great
even 2
fucking
hours yet.
time. This is the ideal episode.
It is the ideal episode.
Whose recommendation is it next time?
Oh yeah, it's mine. Do we?
Yeah,
should
do
I
that. Do
now?
that before you outro. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well, so Film Forager will be joining us on the next episode. I talked to her about it.
Ooh.
So yeah, she hasn't been on the podcast yet. Longtime listener, friend in here. What am I trying to say? Friend of mine here in town. She's a friend in here. That's apparently what I'm saying.
That's deep.
Yeah, but I asked her. I was like, "So you're the guest, but I could pick the topic, but like since you're gonna be the guest, then like what do you want to talk about?" I hope you guys don't care about this.
Oh,
I mean,
boy.
I hope you don't mind, I should say. But remember back when we did a He's Literally Me episode, and I said that we should do the sequel to that. We should do She's Literally Me. We thought, well, she thought, and I was like, yeah, that'd still be fun. Instead of picking like yet another just like couple movies or just specific thing to discuss, then it'd be fun to sort of revisit that idea, but with female characters, and see not only like are there certain ones that we relate ourselves to, but also, and I mean that'll open up a whole bunch of discussions for those movies, but also I'll probably touch on the whole like, you know, internet trend of that too, like the whole like when people say it'd be like the fucking Gone Girl shit, you know, like Amy Dunn and like all like the psychopath female characters. So I don't know. That's what we're talking about.
All right.
That's what
Holy
she picked.
shit.
Yeah. So get your choices ready for who you think are some she's literally me characters. Because yeah.
This could go
So
in very different ways, I'm guessing. Like for all three of us. Like
oh, it could. I mean,
Oh yeah, I feel like it will.
it will. I'm gonna pick some serious answers, but I'm also gonna like bring up the psychopath people,
yeah.
like we did the last time. That was fun.
God, I'm
yeah,
gonna need to
anyway,
think.
that's-
I'm gonna
that's
need to
episode.
prepare.
Well, you have 2
You got
weeks to think.
2 weeks.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So yeah, get ready.
I'll
for
be
that.
getting in touch with my feminine side over the next 2 weeks. I'll be dressing
Yeah,
in women's
I
clothing,
expect
just
to
like
see-
Edward.
Yeah.
Yeah. Be full transvestite.
I should
by the
come
next
here, like,
episode.
I should come to the next episode just dressed in women's clothing. Why the fuck not?
Why not?
That's the theme. Yeah. I mean, it would make
That should be
sense.
Keelan's face
Yeah.
reveal when he dresses as a woman.
No.
That's people's first impression of him.
No, I'll make my picture Mithrigan or something.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Oh, you spoiled one of your she's literally me
Oh, I'm
characters.
sorry, I relate to Mithrigan a lot.
Mithrigan. I think that'll be a fun episode.
Yeah, it will be fun. Yeah.
I'm looking forward to
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, that's about it. So you can find me at Views by Quinn on all the social medias. Just check the link tree in the description below. Thank you.
Yeah, you can find me at Movies Music Me on everything. Check the link tree in the bio. There's a lot of shit in there. Also, I just wanted to mention, since you mentioned Chandra as well, there is an episode as well where I went on her podcast recently. So if you want to check that out too, then you could. It's not out yet, but I think it might be out by the time that this is out. So yeah, we talked about
Could
the
be.
Hobbit, the first Hobbit movie, and we're gonna do more as well. So yeah,
God help your soul.
good. All right. I have no response to that.
Anyway, yeah, you can find me. You can you can find me on pretty much everything as Only Child. Link trees in the bio.
All right. Well, that's it.
That's it.
Peace out, bitches. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm not screaming it this time.
we're
I'm just-
very energetic right now.
I'm tired. I've been
Hey, I'm
too
tired too.
I'm also tired.
We're all tired.
The tired cast.